Good.
An outbreak of the coronavirus in a penitentiary institution can be fatal, and that is why officials of the Bulova Central Prison have appreciated efforts made by the traditional rulers and some elites of the South, like Philemon Alfred Mendo, to prevent COVID-19.
We are going to position a bucket where inmates are going to be able to have water in regular supply. There are also the masks. We will use them for prisoners who go out maybe for labor so that they should not contract coronavirus.
The over 300 prisoners who happily received the drums with taps, toiletries, bags of rice and cartons of fish have been advised to respect all other measures put in place to fight against COVID-19. Traditional rulers of the South have also offered hygiene items and food to other prisons of the region in Kribi, Ambam and Sangmelima.
The confirmed case of coronavirus in the East region is causing sleepless nights to administrative authorities and health officials. Multiple patrols at travel agencies have become frequent, while the toll-free call center at the Regional Delegation of Public Health is very busy now. Elizabeth Bombone says these efforts are geared towards containing the lone coronavirus case in the region.
Setting inter-urban transport bus on confinement in Betua is equally a major preoccupation to the health officials.
We collect the sample of the suspect case, we send it to the San Pasteur, and after the result we will manage them. Every day our team is there to see how they go.
As the health personnel give in their all, the officials of the East Regional Delegation of Transport are constantly on the field to control the buses and sensitize the passengers.
If you don't want to control your passenger, if you don't want to work when the Minister of Transport will say, I will write and propose the sanction to the Governor of East Province or the Minister of Transport.
As the East region struggles to contain the lone case, the clarion call remains the respect of the guidelines in combating the coronavirus pandemic.
Some 58 quarter-heads of the Bafoussam 3 subdivision have been offered hygiene and sanitation kits to better check the propagation of the coronavirus in the area. The gesture is that of the mayor of the council, Daniel Defunku. Ngul Henry completes that story from Bafoussam.
The machine is like a door, and once an individual steps on it, it automatically disinfects him or her. It takes 20 seconds to detect and clean the user, who later washes his or her hands with water from the machine. The initiative is that of a group of engineers led by the head of the cooperation division at the University of Chang.
It is we call it portique, a door. You have to pass through to have some disinfection before getting to a popular place.
The automatic disinfecting machine can greatly contribute to the fight against the COVID-19 to go by the manufacturers.
You have to make sure that people getting to a school, getting to an hospital, or coming back are safe from this virus. So the portique is there to supply. People doing it manually with some gel, with some. Is more practical, I think. If you have many people to manage, it's better to be doing automatically like this.
The machines will be in the market as from next week. Apart from the government, other countries like Gabon and Equatorial Guinea have demanded the made-in Cameroon machines in their struggle to curb the spread of the coronavirus.
Cameroon has today detected 17 new cases of COVID-19 in the country, bringing the total number of infections to 820. Our reporter, Constantine Baum, now joins us live from the Public Health Emergency Operations Center with the latest information. Good evening, Constantine. The line is yours.
Good evening, Gladys, and thanks for joining us at the Emergency Operations Center in Yaoundé. We're just coming out from the press conference. Well, Gladys, the figures tested today are not frightening. 17 new positive cases were confirmed today. This might be reassuring that the population might actually be respecting the measures implemented by the government to curb the spread of COVID-19. The big news today, Gladys, is that 37 out of 43 positive cases isolated at Olembe have been cured. 03 others are under investigations with a little more rigor and with some responsibility. Well, we are still waiting for more information on the total number of persons there, as well as the total number of persons recovered nationwide. When that information comes, we shall give it to you, as CRT has been doing regularly. But before I go, a call was made during the press conference for the general wearing of masks, and I'm sure this will be fully implemented on Monday. It was also revealed that the establishment of specialized treatment centers all over the country will be done for COVID-19 patients. One key information that came out from the press conference was the reassurance given about the governor of the littoral region. He has been cured as well of COVID-19 and is well and is ready to go home. For now, Gladys, we just need to call on Cameroonians to regularly keep washing their hands and to respect the social distancing principle, which is one of the surest ways to stay safe. The number 1510 is regularly still going on. As you can see, workers are still receiving calls over the national territory. The key information here today was that 17 persons were tested positive and 37 out of 43 persons who were isolated at the Olembe Center have been cured. Over to you, Steve.
Thank you very much, Constantine Baum. And on to the Far North region, where the University of Maroua has switched to online teaching during this period of the COVID-19 threat in respect of their hierarchy's instructions. The institution is using different digital platforms to teach students who are making efforts to adapt to this new system of learning. Henry Tatwe Kambi is our man on the beat from CRTV Maroua.
There is no time to waste in the University of Maroua that has already leaped into online lectures during this period of the COVID-19 menace as prescribed by hierarchy.
As far as teachings online are concerned, at the University of Maroua, we have already implemented since the 30th of March 2020 with various platforms. What we are thinking now is in terms of assessments, and we are working on it.
Students who are more equipped and advanced technologically are advised to help their mates during this period.
We told head of establishments and lecturers to do in such a way that at least the courses that at least have been sent in those platforms should be downloadable in such a way that they should download those courses, they can print them. So, and that's why for us we are advocating solidarity among students.
This university is also respecting the restrictions put in place by the state to halt the spread of the coronavirus, reason for the use of video conferencing here. Officials of this higher institution of learning say this period will help them strengthen existing e-learning platforms in the university.
Equipment at the Douala Lakentini Hospital destined for the upkeep of coronavirus infected persons have been increased thanks to a donation from an insurance company. The gesture worth 30 million CFA francs, comprising of material for both protection of health personnel and patients, took place in the presence of the mayor of Douala, Roger Mbasandine, and the director of the Lakentini Hospital, Professor Louis Richan Jok. Rosalind Fossa tells us more.
Since the outbreak of the coronavirus in Cameroon, the Lakentini Hospital in Douala has been chosen as the main center in charge of the pandemic in the littoral. Until date, the hospital, according to its director, Professor Louis Richan Jok, has tested 417 people, with 106 persons tested positive. Though the hospital has been equipped with 100 beds, as demanded by the Minister of Public Health, the director says the upkeep of the patients remains a major challenge, given that the cost of the treatment lies solely on the ministry and the hospital. It is thus in a bid to accompany the hospital better fight this pandemic that the insurance company donated these materials worth 30 million CFA francs. The equipment comprises of a mobile respirator, 8 aspirators, 5,000 face masks, 5,000 pair of gloves, hand sanitizers, thermoflashes, and staff at the hospital. Another health center that benefited from a humanitarian gesture is the Deido District Hospital. Though it is not among the centers to take care of COVID-19 in Douala, it might likely witness an increase in the number of patients who are afraid to visit hospitals that harbor such cases. Given that the health personnel might also be at risk of contracting the disease, the Association of Deido Daughters, which seeks to assist government and medical practitioners, has donated cartons of surgical masks, hand gloves, disinfectants, and more to personnel of this hospital. The mayor of Douala, Hojimba Sadine, who led the initiative at the Lakentine Hospital, says though the materials are necessary, they hope that some of them, like the mobile respirator, will not be used, as their wish is for the patients not to get to the crucial stage of the disease.
Muslims in the capital city Yaoundé are scrupulously respecting the measures prescribed by the government to curb the spread of the COVID-19 in Cameroon. Gilbert Ongene visited some mosques this Friday and reports that only the prescribed 50 persons are allowed into the mosque, while others have been completely shut down.
3 weeks gone since government prescribed measures to stem the spread of COVID-19, Muslim faithful in Yaoundé are adapting to the directives in force. This is the case here at the Briqueterie Central Mosque.
We all are applying the measures ordered by the government of the Republic by washing our hands when a little number is praying, and the distance between one man and another man is about 2 meters. The prayer is done briefly and everybody goes back to his house.
Those who cannot have access to the mosque have been instructed to pray at home.
Those who are in the workplaces or at the houses are praying the prayer of noon, for preventing is more than cure.
Elsewhere, at the Nchinga Islamic Complex, the story is different. This prayer ground, one of the biggest in the country, is closed to the public. One of the preachers here, Abdallah Atangana, says the closure is in respect of one of the principles of Islam, which insists on the preservation of life. Be it in mosque, at home, or at their workplace, Muslim faithful in Yaoundé are imploring Allah to put an end to the coronavirus pandemic so as to save lives across the globe.
The coronavirus death toll across the U.S. continues to climb and is nearing 17,000, according to latest statistics, as the number of confirmed coronavirus cases in New York State has recorded 162,882. Meanwhile, during the past 2 weeks, South Africa has seen a dramatic and unexpected slowdown in the daily rate of infections. Gerard Nanji now presents to us the latest figures of the most affected coronavirus countries in the world.
People around the world are preparing for religious celebrations and a holiday weekend. The number of COVID-19 cases continue to rise to over 1.6 million, according to the CNN, as countries deliberate over further lockdown measures. Spain has reported 605 new deaths from coronavirus, the lowest daily tally since March 23rd, bringing the total death toll in the country to 15,843. In the United States, the death toll has surpassed 16,600, with 1,782 new deaths in 24 hours, according to a tally by Johns Hopkins University. However, the number of newly hospitalized patients in the hardest hit state, New York, has dropped to a 1% increase. In the United Kingdom, the death toll has risen by 866 in 24 hours, officials said this Friday, as Prime Minister Boris Johnson was moved out of intensive care but remained in hospital. In Africa, over 12,560 cases have been reported. Algeria has 235 confirmed deaths with 1,666 confirmed cases. Morocco has lost 105 of its citizens to the virus, with a total number of infected persons estimated to 1,431. South Africa is the hardest hit on the continent, with over 2,003 infected persons with 24 deaths. Cameroon now has 803 confirmed cases, 61 recoveries, and 12 deaths. It will be recalled that Comoros Island, just like Lesotho, are the only African states that have not been affected by the virus.